They're going to continue. Yeah, I do feel like basically what you want to get is like 3 or 4, say 2 in size. So 3 is probably fine. You could probably even do it with 2. 2 catapults. One of them will be from up here, and one of them will be from here. So actually, yeah, thinking about it, get one from here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares to get down there. 5 turns, so in 11 turns it will be there. This guy has got really good production, so in 12 turns he will have a catapult there. And then, yeah, 2 catapults and a militia against the city size 2. That should be fine, basically. So on that basis, I can just spend the rest of the time building cities and things like that over here. Do I need a road to there just yet? Possibly. 2 roads there will improve the trade, which will get me closer to, democracy, which is basically what we're aiming for. So, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe I should prioritise just building cities. I'm thinking 1 here, so 1 there, and then I've got to figure out maybe 1 here and 1 there, and 1 there, something like that. There's loads of space. So if I can basically get away with building these cities and not getting taken out by barbarians, well, in the very, very, very low chance that of someone just dropping stuff off on a trireme, then that'll be awesome. So literacy gives you philosophy with mysticism. So that's what we want. I keep forgetting where I said to build it. Was it there? Yeah, because that one gets that square there, and it gets all the river squares. So let's just go to that one. Except that this guy can go to that one. You basically want to spread out as quickly as possible because that basically stops barbarians from appearing wherever your cities are normally. If they're new cities, then normally that kind of stops it. If you leave it, whatever you leave allows space for barbarians to turn up, in my experience. So I shouldn't go there just yet. I should leave that one for that city. You tend to want to go towards, gravitate towards wherever there are the horses or the deer or whatever, because they are basically they're better in the early game. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go straight over to here. And again, when there's so many good squares, actually I could even possibly try and go around there. No, I couldn't. That's a silly idea. You don't mind sharing them when there are so many good squares, basically. So I'm now thinking that actually I could even go here, couldn't I? And then build one over here. That makes more sense to me. I could even go here and get the swamp, but I feel like that should be a separate city. So 1 there and 1 there. Let's do that. Trying to, wherever possible, build cities that are just 2 squares away from the hut, so that when you go in them, it's not barbarians. I really think we can get away with just having 2 catapults, and even if not, to be honest, once this road is built, following up with an extra attack shouldn't be a problem either. Yeah, you might think, oh, it's a bit crazy not having any defences in these cities, but really what you need is a little bit of money, and then if something lands, like around there, something, and a rising from around here could quite possible, is quite possible. But your phalanx is not necessarily going to fix that anyway. Sometimes I do build phalanxes. I get the feeling like if there's going to be anything that happens, it's going to be over here. So yeah, that said, I think if I get 2 more settlers or maybe 3 more settlers, then I'll start building either defensive units or more likely catapults, so attacking units that can be used for defense. I think one here. Looks good. I've got a choice. I can either take out the militia to make sure it's a veteran, or I can stick with what I have here. I think it is the right idea to take out the militia first. It's very likely to win, 6 against 2. It's likely to win, so it's not very high risk to do that. Here we go. So again, they've come up from an area that's undiscovered, which is good. That's exactly, it's ideal basically. Can't ask for anything more than that. And we're getting closer to democracy, so that's good as well. And the Aztecs want to speak to us as well. So everything is going swimmingly. And he's decided to declare war. Oh, because I just declared war on him, to be fair, didn't I? Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can win with these 2. Nope. So the militia beats the catapult. So this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is likely to go over here. So there's the one cheat that I will use, because it seems to be that the game is almost set up for you to do this, is if you change, basically because you can just change whatever you want to build, and the production remains there as if you were building that in the first place. I will basically buy things as if they're buildings when actually they are and then convert them into, change them into what was I trying to say? Into units, military units. Military units are much more expensive, and I don't know. I can't play without doing that. That's something that I feel like I have to do to be able to get through, to be able to win the game reliably. It's annoying. The one with the most tax is in civil disorder. Okay. So now I can do this. So I bought the catapult, and that's in preparation for the Legion scum. And it might be that it is sometimes the case that the Legion wins. But there we go. So yeah, for some reason, strangely, we can get rid of this guy. Strangely, the Aztecs only ever had one city. It does make me wonder if I should build, a city over here. Then I'd have 1, 2, 3 squares. Not amazing, but it is something. Possibly there as well, but again, that's very weak unless there's a fish around there. Most importantly, to go up here, I'm definitely thinking 1 here for the gold. So 1, 2, 3. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then another one up there. And we're looking pretty sturdy. Yeah, there and there. Kind of feel like I probably have to. And there, to make use of the fish. They're not going to be great cities, but they are not terrible cities. And what I could even do. Why has that happened suddenly? That's annoying. It's annoying because I can only get 1 of these guys out to take him out. Well, that's just going to be that's tough. Yeah. Because I still don't know which way they'll come. They might come this way. But I've got this guy, if necessary, as well. So, yeah, to get 1 more catapult so it's on the road, so I can move it to wherever I need to. Like 1 there can get back and get to either of these 2 cities. So that's pretty good. So it's nice to have 1 catapult between the 3 of them in this sort of situation. I might do that instead of getting this settler. I need to get this back to what it's supposed to be. Oh, there we go. What? I don't understand. Oh, because I've got a unit in here now. Okay, so I could. Oh, I've just taken all the tax off, haven't I? 14. So, it's too expensive. I was thinking of basically getting a second military unit. That's 120. Goes down to about 60. Let's have a look. So I can't actually do that without going into Silver Disorder. So this up here, if you have more of these, then you do happy people. I don't have any happy people right now, just 2 content people. So that leans it towards being in Civil Disorder. So you have to remove one of these to get rid of that. Okay. So this is the sort of thing where, oh, okay, he's going that way. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I should have at least considered that a bit more. He's a veteran, so he's 9 on attack. When the Legion is here, Jungle only has plus 50% on defense. So he's maximum 1.5, and he's a Barbarian Legion. So actually, it should even be less than that. So really, I should win, but this is Emperor, and things do happen. Yeah. So you can't. You always get nervous about that sort of thing. You just have to take it on the chin. There's another one. Okay, so I've won that one. So actually, what I might do is get these guys to walk out. So now this guy needs him in there to stop him from going into Silver Disorder. What I might do is I might get some money in and then buy a phalanx. It's not really that much money that I'm getting in there, is it? But 37, so I should be able to buy that in like next turn or the turn afterwards. Oops. And I think either way that guy goes, he should be taken out basically. Okay. So I can get at some point. I need to go into this hut as well. I think that's what this guy should do now. So I've got a nice road here connecting my guys here, and that's good because it means that I can ship this guy up here if needed. There's not a road to here yet, which there should probably be. yeah, I'm very happy that the barbarians came from over there. That's really good. Okay, let's get this guy up towards that hut. I don't quite know where to put this guy. I feel like if the barbarians come from over there, then they're probably going to come that way. They're probably not going to unload. I mean, it is possible for them to unload straight outside, but you've just got to take that risk. The other thing is, in the early game, you just got to get as many cities as possible. And if you lose some cities, if you lose a city, you don't normally lose more than one to a barbarian invasion. You've just got to deal with that. You've just got to basically build a new city. But yeah, if I can get all of those ones that I said before, then I'll be laughing. So what I'm going to do now, you see, with this guy, I'm going to do it with both, actually. I think if I bring a catapult up here as well, I can use that maybe to explore. Because actually I can get this from the settler. I'm not entirely sure as well, but also it seems like if you're exploring a certain area of the island that barbarians don't appear there. There seems to be something in the programming. I'm one of those things I'm not entirely sure, but whenever I play with that as the strategy, that seems to work. Right, just doing the head count. I could even go up there with the settler, you know, because really this guy is going to build quite quickly. So really this guy is going to be needed for this hut and possibly for defending one of these cities. Okay, so I've got 40, so what I can do now, yeah, this guy will, so now I'm kind of the best, this is like the best possible eventuality for my defending, because if I need to, I couldn't quite have done that one. I won't need that anyway because he's gone the other way. This guy, so now I can buy another catapult if this guy loses, which he shouldn't lose, but you never know. It is Emperor. Alright, let's go. So what did I say? Over to here. This is useful to have. Having a gold is useful because there's situations where you kind of need trade in an emergency. Like if you need to suddenly get lots of money, for example. Okay, yes, these settlers are popping out pretty quick. Once the settlers are out, I will start to think about defending these with catapults. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once I've got about 10 or 12 or something like that in decent places, then I will start to do that. What did I say? I was going to move the settler up there, wasn't I? Right, this guy can build one over here. This guy can go over here. And these ones down here, they can build one here and one up there. Okay, we're doing that. So this guy should be buying settlers to build a road, and also possibly to build a road and then another city down there somewhere. I might try and explore with this guy. Maybe that's a good idea. This guy's got very good production. Yeah, I can do that and build a catapult. Like so. Interesting. So it'd still be good to get this square here. And that square over there, sorry. So building a city here, we'll get these two. And the gems if needed. It will share it with this city over here. And whatever's up there. And some forest. It'll still be quite good. Still be okay. It'll get to like 4 or 5. Okay. There we go, and it's next to a fish as well, so that's all good. Let's see what's over here, see if there's any more mysteries. So this guy's got such good production. You don't want to buy like loads of catapults because it will use up the production. But Diplomat is free. This guy has loads of excess capacity. So that's a good candidate for a Diplomat. And basically it means I can go over here. Exports over there. I'm going to move him a few more times and then I'm going to come back probably. He's an Nicopolis anyway, right? So this guy can... In fact, that's probably what I should do. Let's move him back here. Share this guy. This guy can share his catapults over here. Because it's getting on a bit now, so these guys do need defences. Okay, and actually the least vulnerable one is this one because it's far from the sea. So if the barbarians come up here, then it's going to be, if they're legions, there's going to be 1, 2 moves to get up there. And he's got extra production, and I've got a little bit of money. All of which means, in fact, I might get a little bit more money actually. That's probably the safest thing to do. Get about 60, 70 or something like that. Which means you can buy a unit if you need to. Okay, so this guy's going to go over to the middle. This guy will go over on the left, and he's going to come back. And this guy's going to go for a walk. I might just leave this guy in civil disorder for a few turns, doesn't really matter. I've got quite a lot going on now, so I need to try and remain focused on what I'm trying to do. So again, do I even need settlers for this one? Or should I get catapult? Good question. I don't know the answer. This means that I can put it in either of those two cities. Once I get a city here, I'll be less concerned with this one. I'm thinking probably, I don't know, I haven't decided. Oh, whoops, I accidentally messed up there. Okay, so at some point I will need to start buying temples. But normally you want to have a fair few defensive, by which I mean attacking units, knocking around. He's in civil disorder, so if I put him in there, it means I can. So in despotism, which is the first government that you get, each military unit is worth 1. It basically gets rid of 1 unhappy person. It's like martial law kind of thing. Okay, let's put him in here, I think. And then, So what I might do is, these guys don't have as good production. This guy's got fairly good production. So I think I'm going to start to defend everything. I think it makes sense. So I could get him, goodbye him, goodbye him. But I think I'll try and risk keeping hold of that one. Put him in here, and then possibly buying this. So I'm going to give it another 3 or 4 turns, and just hold my breath for another 3 or 4 turns, basically. I mean, even if you've got defences and attack and whatever in there, then it's still not a guarantee that you're going to win conflicts and combat, I should say. That's fusion power, I believe. So that's that one. Okay, let's see what's in here. Money, excellent. That guy's going back in there. So now I've got a little bit of money. So that's annoying. Still not too bad though. Having that this double thing here, double deer or double horse or whatever, that is very, very strong. I think it's deer, isn't it? Deer live in the forest. As time goes on, suddenly there'll start being disorders, civil disorder, which you've got to deal with. And I think it's early on Emperor compared to the other difficulty levels. Not quite sure exactly how that all works out, but it's just going to go something like this. Okay, and this guy will go across. So I want one there, and forget about that, I think. Yeah, obviously I'm slightly nervous about these two. So if I can, I think, yeah, let's not take any ridiculous chances here. Let's just get one in there, get one in there, get one here. That's fine. This guy has got a bit of space. I feel like because he's inland, the uprising will probably come to there, which will be fine. So I think I can get away with slightly more from Brundisium. Skilled mercenaries. Mixed feelings about that. Not that useful in my book. So let's go, I think, one to the left. I think I'm going to start. I could even, I should have probably built roads with this guy. Let's come back and do that. Let's get some decent roads going. Okay, so this is interesting. Normally, once your civilization is set up and you've got attacking units that you can use to defend with, you generally don't want to talk to anyone when you have democracy. That's basically how you get away with being in democracy. These guys, I think I've got virtually nothing to fight with. Eventually, I'll probably try and bribe these units and hope they won't keep sending them over. This is very, very early on in the game, really, for them to be doing an invasion, as it were. Which means I've pretty much got to give them whatever they want. I think it's pretty high risk not to. which is not ideal. But actually, if you do give them what they want, okay, so they want to exchange knowledge. So that's normally a sign that they don't want to declare war, which is good. I don't really want to exchange any knowledge whatsoever with them, anything to do with them. I think, yeah, I'm taking a risk there. I'm not giving them what they want. You don't really want them to have mathematics either, because you can gas pots. But of course, all the enemy civs, all their attacking units, are all much more dangerous than your attacking units of the same kind. So their cavalry are sort of notorious for being extremely dangerous, even though they've only got 2 on attack. Basically, they're kind of the most annoying unit to face. Okay, so we're here. We're at the point where we can get democracy. How many cities do I have? So I've got 8 cities. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So I have 12, which is fine. That's enough. Yeah, I might go and use that diplomat to go and steal these guys. Instead of exploring. So I'll send them along the road, because I should be able to get there quite quickly. Yeah, probably just build this guy here. It's very unlikely that they'll break the peace treaty quickly. That's unlikely. You have to just assume that. If they do, then that really sucks. I've only got 1 catapult to defend against that, so that's tough. But that's life. That's the game. Right, we're going to come back. Yeah. So, assuming they want to arrive from over here later on, assuming they want to do the same thing again, which is possible. That catapult belongs down here, basically. I've already got 1 there and 1 there, so the defence is not looking too bad. Yeah, so this guy's going to come down. Okay, so these guys diplomat. Even buy another one. It's not ridiculous. Okay. Another thing, of course, there's a nice mountain there to pitch up on. So that's something to bear in mind. I guess it doesn't really make too much difference. Now legions are basically useless. You can never trust them on attack, really. Although I did at the beginning of the game, but generally speaking, they're pretty rubbish. So I might just move him over to here and then disband him. Sometimes it's useful to have an extra unit in defense, so that you can basically sacrifice 1 unit of the city, as it were, 1 population. But yeah, it's just not normally worth it. Most of the time, you've got 1 turn to buy something. Basically, that's what you basically need. You need to give yourself time, 1 turn, to be able to build a defense or something like that. That's normally what you can do. Right, I can't build a road over there, so that makes that decision more simple. I wanted to build a road there, and then the idea is to build a road that goes through like that. So you've got 1 road connecting everything, and that city's the river, is the bridge, as it were. Let's move this guy up here. Move this guy over here. Again, I can't get them if they're on the same spot, so they have to move. It is possible for them to take your city over as they break treaty. It's very rare, but it is possible. So that's something to bear in mind as well. They're going to talk to me again probably. Or not. Okay. Okay, so now I can move this guy back, which is what I should do. There we go. Moving away, that's what we want, because we just want them to split up so that I can buy them off. I'm not in the rush to get democracy just yet. So I don't need, that's the next one that's appearing when this light bulb completes. Because you new technology. Okay. And I think I'm going to give it a rest from this game now. So I'll see you next time.